These dreams go on when I close my eyes. The true work of art is born from the artist, mysterious, enigmatic, and mystical creation. It detaches itself from him. It acquires an autonomous life, becomes a personality, independent subject, animated with a spiritual breath, the living subject of a real existence, a being. Kandinsky. As last week I've been overwhelmed with emotion, overwhelmed. Most emotional I've ever been in my whole life. As you know, if people that follow along, you've watched what this has morphed into, what it started out and what it's turned into. It's been 1 year since I was given 2 months to live. And I was in that hospital, and I thought I was going to go. I'm a baseball nut. And all my one-liners, you know all my one-liners, on Balco, science fiction, economics, cordial conversations are dangerous, passion, intelligent, arts, guitar. There's dozens of them. My number one that says it all about this entire era, this neo-epic, ignorant era, is Mark McGwire swinging Albert Bell's bat. Because I'm a baseball nut. When I was a boy, we had AAA baseball in this town. Frank Robinson was a god here. John Affleck, these creeps tore down this beautiful, incredible, these inherited wealth, Ogdenite, stole name creeps. And in my book, I freaking take them to task. You know my book was written about so much, magnificent, big, thick. It's been 40 years in the works. Well, I've been rewriting it the last few days. I've been so incredibly emotional as I've been so squarely focused on surviving this horrific disease that my art has went like this. Everything, every being, fiber of my being has been trying to overcome these odds and survive this evil, incredible monster. As this thing has gone forward, I want this to be known to all cancer fighters. I will stand by you. Because I made a deal with those birds. As in 1969, I was an Orioles nut. Blanchard playing shortstop, $1.67 lifetime. You know, I mean, can you imagine that in this day and age? Luke Powell, Paul Blair, that great pitching rotation. Grand slam in a series, and those two rookies, those miracle mitts. Because I had to reshoot this because, of course, the Atlanta thing, that's real. That jersey's real, so is this one. I remembered I found this in the thrift store the other day. It's like so much of this, the way it's evolved, 11, 11, 11. I go in as I write about a number 11. As my post signature was written 2 years, so much of that stuff is so ironic. My video's so ironic. I bitch and scream and yell about leukemia that I get leukemia. I thought I was, you know, the odds were so stacked against me. As I was in there, thought about baseball so much. I always think about baseball. I'm baseball nut. As they ruined baseball for all those years, we couldn't even watch it. We hated it. The creeps turned it into a softball game. Mark McGwire swinging Albert Bell's bat. As Lance Armstrong, that fraud, creepy piece of shit. He can go fuck himself. He doesn't represent us. And it's so emotional. Started thinking about 1970. Morals were playing the Reds. My dad was a Red nut. So many people in this town. Well, my dad was an incredible athlete. Incredible. So many of these guys were. I was a good baseball player. He was my coach. Pete Rose was a god to him. Bench, all of them. I'm like, Morals going to beat him. Oh no, my dad was so mad when Nora's won. I was on cloud nine. As you know, 1970's been in my head the whole time. As my dad and Smithson talked at the jetty, he winked at me and patted me on the head. And those videos that I shot at the jetty will go down in, I'm telling you, I've waited so long for that. It's been in my head for 40 years. Now, that 1970's been in my head and been in my head. You know I've been ranting. The Orioles make the playoffs for the first time in how many years? 15, 20? In 1971, Orioles' best record in baseball. They're going to win it again. Playing. Who? The Pirates. Those ugly, hideous uniforms. The Pirates. Nah, they'll crush the Pirates. Oh, they're easy. They're up 3-1. This thing's over. What's this Clemente guy? This Clemente guy? Who is this arrogant freaking thing? I mean, who is this guy? He won't go away. When I was in the hospital, I kept thinking of that. When I was in the hospital, I was down 5-0. Nobody on. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Down 3-0. I told myself I am not going to take a call third strike to end this. I'm going down swinging. I don't care if he puts it in the dirt. I'm going down swinging. I was a great fastball hitter when I was getting incredible. I struggled with the big league curveball when I got to be 19, playing in the big leagues. Oh, I could hit a fastball. My dad says you're the first person you're the youngest person in history to charge the mound. Oh yeah, those guys that come inside on me, I'd go right at them because I knew if they put it over the center plate, I would take them. I was a little teeny runt. Oh, I could hit and I could fly around those bases. I'd wear my hat like them 1968 is the first series I remember, as he would steal those bases and that hat would come. My dad said, "Why do you keep doing that?" He does it. I'm doing it. So we go along. I'm 19 years old. We're having these keg parties out at our secret place by the lake. Not those pirates. We are family, those cigarette smokers. Was that Leland? Was it really? Wow. Nah. Orioles will kill him. Who's playing short? Kiko Garcia. He's going to win the MVP. They're up 3-1. I'm partying out there with my girl. Holy cow! The Orioles are going to be so happy. Oh, I love that team. What a great team. El Presidente, he was so good. Love that team. What? These Pirates won't. Oh, I hated those guys. That's right. Oh yeah, I hate it. I wrote this today as I've been so emotional. My nurse called me, "Kevin, where are you?" Can't do it. I'm too emotional. As my daughter posted on my Facebook when I went through this, when going through hell, keep going, Churchill. So I had to rewrite my book. Oh, those birds in 2012, East 8 on its side, from the bow to cement. To all environmentalists, activists, artists, Mother Earth lovers, cancer fighters, unite the clans. I want everyone to know as a cancer fighter, for I am now 1 year into this cancer fighting reality I am. Number 2 is I was number 1, an artist, a writer, a documentary, not a commentary. Number 3 is I was number 2, an environmentalist. Number 4 is I was number 3, a derivative arbitrage trader and finance professor. Number 5 is I was number 4, a lover of culture, a socio-economist. Number 6 is I was 5, a plaster and businessman. Number 7 as I am 6, a lover of beautiful people. Number 8 as I am now, a Utah 8 turned on its side. I am 1, as we, the jet stream, the ocean currents, the wind, the air, the dust in the wind. That is there. It is where the water flows. It is where the wind blows. I now, and for the rest of my life, 1, with you, we. Number 1, an AML, multiple myeloid sarcoma cancer fighter. As I will stand by you, any person who has cancer, and or is fighting cancer, surviving cancer, just ask, and I will do anything I can for you, anytime, day or night. And that is a promise I will never break. As I cut a deal with all those little birds in the top room of East 8, number 8, the longest shot on the board. Don't mind that bird. As in 2009, Mark the Bird was crushed to death, days before number 8, the longest shot on the board. Is that the reason I bet the bird? Oh yeah, 8 on his side. The birds, as per se, my videos. The sandhill cranes came right up to me, wow, as a sandpiper left her message as they were singing so joyfully, playfully, watching over me. As those birds, they are mine, are angels, and the angels sent by those hand-pushing, hand-pulling car romantics that raise me as they watch over me. They, those birds, those little birds, showed up the exact spot at East 8 LDS Hospital, is on the exact romantic, as a true romance, as a dangerous culture, gigantic as the landslide of landscape, has ever came down any immigrant canyon, as those bone marrow transplants from Denmark and Switzerland and Nottingham's forest, where my ancestors, all of them danced across the plains, and made this now atomic nuclear place bloom, then pu boom, as they sent the angels, those birds, to watch over me, as ever and I would walk together every single day over the brown reddish landscape, holding hands across the ancient lake floor, up until the WPA school, still, after all those years, as the bird at the jetty, as no one knows how important that day shooting those videos at the jetty in 1970 has been in my head for 8 months now, as Robert Smithson winked at me, patted me on the head in 1970. The importance of those videos are epic, as it has been in my head to get a shot of the jetty as it was in its perfection in April of 1970. 42 or 4 times 2, years 8 on its side, a swirl of sort. As the silent lake rises and falls 18 inches a day at times, I have visited hundreds of times, lived 52 times 364 or 5, and never, until I sleep, never, has it been at the exact level as Robert's real museum, in the middle of a place not even the romantics would see. A gigantic, historical, magnificent work was on that day, April 1970, as October 2012. What a day. As that little bird flew up and sang to me playfully, watching over me as I shot that video. For I, like he, we, us, a couple of dreamers, living and fighting to live in these leukemia dreams. As she said, Adelia, the amazing child, then girl, then woman, then angel. Kevin, he will be all right. Blue herons came to me for a reason, for they are God's symphony. That in 1966, as he was taken by a nuclear fallout murder, ugly humans with small minds, cowards. As Clem himself said, the human race is a race of cowards, and I am not marching in the procession, but carrying a banner. Mark Twain, September 4th, 1907. For I am not a coward now, by default, de facto, maybe, maybe not. Sweet are the uses of adversity. That be Shakespeare, boys, that be red, in the other longest shot on the board, Seabiscuit. That from the we to the I, to the we, that grapes of wrath time, he, John, Fawn, Everett, and we. That longest shot on the board at 2 in the march of races, 2:44s, at his Bernard, as the exact bird, as the exact same spot, as he slept as a boy and listened to the greatest trains in human history. And he and I was our city. As you, us, boys, Utah boys, we slept on the same ancient lake floor mattress. Oh, the environmentalist, with a historical typewriter. Ogden, Utah. Nor is it any AML leukemia fighter. We are the we. The jet stream tells me so. The schools of fish tell me so. So as I live to tell, for now, I was a couple years off, not 1970. No, as it is 1968. Who was in the World Series in 1968? As the big master lost Game 7. Changed history, as they had to lower the mound because of him. 1968, as the end of all the we, that day. The end of the we, Bobby. From the book of the Ballad of Smet, coming soon, as I had to rewrite the entire book, as there was a mitigating circumstance pending me. As I am we, getting AML leukemia and given 2 months to live 1 year ago yesterday. It was to be or not to be at the Utah tree. Had to rewrite this nuclear atomic work. Am I worried about plagiarism? It is impossible now, as Utah 1960 ate on its side in a rough draft, like Everett and me. This war has been epic. I promised myself I would not take ball 30 straight. I got a hit. Then I got another hit. Then I got another hit. Then I hit a grand slam. No, the doctors hit the grand slam. It's a miracle. I've got a second chance. I want to give up. I can't give up. I won't give up. I want to give up. I've been able to reflect the last week because I haven't even been able to think about anything. I've been focused so hard. There's rooms in this house I haven't even walked into in a year, including this one. That's how focused and overwhelmed I've been. This is an incredible, fearful, scary, horrible nightmare freaking from hell. This is a war from hell. As I went into that hospital and I fought and I fought. That central line hanging on my chest and my art, my creativity is heightened and it took me to another level as it detached itself and become this living, breathing thing of its own. This YouTube vlog is mine. As I got the email from her today, and I've got many, many along the way. I'm here for you. I really am. I am. Get second, third opinions. Dig down, dig down. This is a whole different thing, this vlog of mine now. I've been able to reflect on the death of the young woman that died. I've been broke down all week. I have just broke down and literally just completely, never been so emotional in my life. Write while you're emotional. I know that. Paint. I am an artist. Number 2 now. I was number 1, the artist and environmentalist number 1. I'm number 2 now. As Muhammad Ali said in that exact era. I thought I was number 1, Howard. I thought I was number 1, Howard. I thought I was number 1, Howard. God showed me I was number 2. Who is God? What is God? It is everywhere, it is everything. Is those birds, those birds. As I look just like a lot of people used to call me the bird. I love Mark the Bird Figures. He was incredible. He was incredible. He was crazy. He was so good. He was crushed right in 2009. Carter fell on it. My net bird won. Longest shot on the board. There is hope. Don't you dare give up. And you dig in, and anybody of any one of you want anything from me. Anything. How I did it, I will show how I've done it. You know, I could write them off. We know that. You all know this disease. This isn't just, oh, you're cured. as it comes back on me, and I'm afraid. And she called me. She says, Kevin, you need to keep going. Don't you quit. I can't do it. I can't do it. The doctor's like, oh, you're going to do it. I am going to do it. I get tired. I'm burned out. I am tired, and I'm burned out. This vlog has kept me alive in so many ways, and I have to say it. Say it. Say it. Stand at the top of the mountain and scream, I am full of cancer. Help me. Help me. Say it, scream it, yell it. Say it, fight it. And people come at you and say, well, look at this guy. Tell them to fuck off. Tell them to go fuck themselves. You get the poetry anger. Tell them to fuck off. This is an epic fucking battle from hell. Remember those 71 Pirates. Remember those 79 Pirates. I hated them. That fucking We Are Family. Stargell was amazing. As I ended up being a Dodgers fan, as Eddie Murray went to the Dodgers. And I read, there's only been 2 home runs ever hit completely out of Dodger Stadium. This was back then. Bo Stargell. How many times did he play there? Was that late? Oh, who's in the series again this year? No. A couple years up. Wow. Yeah. Kevin Blanch. 8 on its side.